Hello traders, today is the 23rd of June 2011 and happy trading to you all. The time in London is 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, okay, 5:30 a.m. Eastern Time, okay. So good night to some of our traders that are still sleeping, okay. This video is for educational purposes only. It's neither a solicitation nor an offer to buy or sell any financial instrument. It's primarily for the TSTW24, TSTWSY08, and TSTWSY08. Okay, for those of you who are new to us, we are the TSTW24 traders, and our website is www.stochastic-markd.com. The title of this video is Tactical Trading Strategies. Tactical Trading Strategy. Okay, we are looking at the yearly chart of Boston Scientific. Okay, the epic is BSX, okay, Bravo Sierra S-Ray, Bravo Sierra S-Ray. That's the epic for Boston Scientific Corporation. Okay, now we are looking at the yearly chart of Boston Scientific Corporation. Okay, and we will start to pay first. The first question that we'll ask is the market pattern. Which market pattern do we have here? We have a downtrend. But if you look carefully here, in 2007 the price went down fast. 2008 the price went down fast. In fact, the downtrend has ended in 2008, so to speak, because as you can see, the price was just going horizontal, staying within the range of 2008. So there was a fast move to the downside up to where I placed my red horizontal line, and then the price just stay within that zone, going a kind of horizontal movement here. If you want to buy a financial instrument, we want this financial instrument to come to the end of a downtrend. Very, very important. Or we can perfectly participate in a downtrend. We can perfectly participate in an uptrend if you want to buy. So I will tell you when you can buy. We can buy either right at the beginning of the uptrend. That's excellent place to buy. Usually the TSTW24 will give you a double green signal or a single green signal to participate right at the beginning of a new uptrend. Very important. For the downtrend, the TSTW24 will give you either a single red signal or a double red signal. Okay, very, very important. Okay, now, so we can buy at the beginning of a new uptrend, or we can buy during the uptrend. So the trend, the uptrend has begun. Okay, one of the tools that you can perfectly use to catch the best part of the uptrend is the aerial wave theory. As I told you before, the aerial wave theory is a stable data in the market, something that remains intact, something that does not change when everything looks chaotic. The aerial wave theory is so important that traders cannot afford to disregard the aerial wave theory. I cannot overstress on this point. The best place to learn, to master once and for all, I'm serious, once and for all, the subject of aerial wave is www.24elliotwaves.com. www.digit4, okay, Elliott waves in plural.com, okay, bookmark it, okay. So we can perfectly use Elliott wave to catch the third in the uptrend. So you catch the biggest part of the trend. Usually the TSTW24 will give you a triple green signal to catch the third Elliott wave. But what I want you to remember is that we are trading first the market, and then the sector, and then individual financial instrument. Traders usually go and buy and they lose. Not because they are wrong, but they buy at the wrong time. The last indicator is the clock. Anytime you are about to enter a trend, check the clock, check the time, check the season. Is it time to buy? When you pay attention to the farmers that they don't go around sowing any time. There are time to sow and a time for harvest. If you are sowing in the time of harvest, that's not the right way to do it. You have to sow at the time of a sowing season. So you want to enter the trade when it is time to enter the trade. You want to buy when it is time to buy, and you want to sell when it's time to sell. I'll tell you one scenario. Suppose you receive a triple green signal right in front of a major resistance level. Okay? But because you didn't bother to check at least the third best time frame or the TSCW24, or even at least going a bit further to look what's happening, you took it. Boom, the price turned around and went down. What's happening? You enter the trade at the wrong time. Okay? So, but if you fail to understand what has happened to you, you may get back again into the trouble again. This is what we're talking about. Fixing the problem and solving the problem. Solving the problem is the key. When you solve a problem, you understand the problem. You become a master of that problem, and you cannot fall into the same trap again. To cut all my blah 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 short, if you want to buy a stock that went down, okay, and then becomes oversold. It's not because a stock went down and now it's oversold, because we see traders sometimes price going down and they try to buy because they think that, oh, it went down now. That's what George said. It went down now up to a certain level, and they buy, and the price will continue to go down. Why? Because they buy at the wrong time. When you want to buy, as we see now, the general market is going down. We are not interested to buy anything at all. Okay, except some of the except the dollar or some other financial instrument that go in the opposite direction to the general market. There are some financial instruments that go in the opposite direction to the market. The dollar is number one. The dollar will go down when the market is going up. So the market is going down, we want to sell stocks. If we see any bullish signal, we leave it for the bullish season. That's not the time to buy now. So the market is like the season, in fact. So market going down, this is the time to sell. Just take it that way. The market is going up, this is the time to buy. So we'll only create and pay attention to our bullish signal. Any sell signal, we'll come back to it another time. So we put a watch list. If the market is going horizontal, we will look for financial instruments that are doing exactly the same thing. We want to be in harmony with the market. And then the sector, you are trading stock that are listed on NASDAQ 100 or Russell 2000, or you are trading stock listed on the Dow 30. Pay attention to the leaders. The leaders and the news can change the direction of the market. This is about the trading triangle, or the stock market triangle. If you are trading and you do not understand those things, which we call the protocols of the market and the stable data in the market, you're going to get you're going to go round, a bit frustrated. But it's a learning process. Okay, it's a learning process. Okay, it's perfectly okay. But pay attention to those things, and you'll be alright. Okay, so the pattern is downtrend and horizontal. Okay, this is what we see on the yearly chart. We will look now for a critical price level. As we said before, do not trade any financial instrument without knowing the critical price level. The first critical price level for a Boston Scientific is at 886. The second critical price level for Boston Scientific is at 978. The third critical price level for Boston Scientific is at 505. And the fourth critical price level for Boston Scientific is at 757. And the fifth critical price level for Boston Scientific is again 757. So the fourth critical price level and the fifth critical price level are exactly at the same level of 757. The last critical price level is the smart media line. The smart media line is the media line of a 5 years candle. Okay, so we have 5 years range. We want to know the media line. That's the smart media line. The smart media line for the Boston Scientific Corporation is at 1187. 1187. The general view is that when the price is below the smart media line, the general sentiment is bearish. If it's above it, the general sentiment is bullish. It's about general. Okay, it's not about buy, sell. It's about sentiment. Okay, very important. Okay, so the smart media line is the creation of stochasticmarket.com. Anytime you hear somebody talking about smart media line, that's our world, that's our creation. Okay, smart media line is our creation. Okay, the smart median line is a critical price level. Okay, very important. It represents the technical fair value of a financial instrument. We have also fundamental fair value for financial instrument, but the smart median line is the dynamic, okay, a dynamic fair value of a financial instrument. Okay, so right now, as you can see, we know all our critical price level for this this Boston Scientific. One thing I will tell you about Boston Scientific is that when the general market, okay, is going up, Boston Scientific will go down. Okay, if you look at the yearly chart of the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, which is you see is going up. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar currency pair is going exactly the same direction like Dow Jones, Nasdaq, or the major indices, crude oil, gold, silver, all the commodity. Okay, the same thing the Australian dollar is doing. Okay, but Boston Scientific is doing the opposite, going down the same like the US dollar. This is the US dollar, the US dollar yen currency pair. The US dollar is going in the opposite, is negatively correlated to the general market. Okay, so the general market going up in theory. Okay, very important. In theory, okay, the dollar should go down. That's the theory. Okay, the reality of the market can be different. Okay, so Boston has been oversold like the USD yen currency pair. We will pay attention to the fundamental. Technically speaking, Boston Scientific is ready. We can buy, but when we're talking about the season and the general market, it's not yet ready. So we will wait. My apology for that. We will wait for a Boston Scientific. When we see the general market aligning nicely with Boston Scientific, we can take it. Okay, so this is about checking the fundamental. We'll go to Google Finance or Yahoo Finance or Financial Times, ft.com, www.ft.com, or www.google.com/finance, or www.yahoofinance www.yahoofinance.com, and we will check the balance sheet of this Boston Scientific. When we are looking at the balance sheet, we'll check the cash flow, which means the liquidity of the company, the profitability, okay, very important, the leverage, very important. The leverage is about how much debt the company owe to their creditors, okay, and very important, the last one that traders will ignore is the competition in that sector. The competition, very important. Okay, so we check in the balance sheet, we check the short-term debt, which is a short-term liability. Compare the short-term liability to the cash flow. If the company does not have enough money to meet their short-term debt, they are not going to go far. This is what's happening to Greece right now, the country, the sovereign debt situation in Greece, in Portugal, in Spain, in Ireland. These countries cannot afford to meet their short-term debt, which means they are likely to default on their financial commitment, a short-term debt. If a company does not have enough liquidity, enough cash flow, or enough Greece B, or enough how do you say it again? I mean, people use all sort of name to call money. Okay, they don't have enough money, okay, to pay their short-term debt. They are under pressure. Okay, so this was happened to Greece and all the other countries. So we'll check the cash flow, comparing the short-term debt to the cash flow. Okay. The next thing that we'll pay attention to is the leverage. The leverage is how much debt in general the company owes. A company, so for instance, a company of $1 billion value, $1 billion value, okay, with a leverage or a debt of $500 million, that's 50% of the value of the company that they owe to their creditor, plus the interest that is growing up over the years. So talking about the exponential increase of the debt, the company of 50% leverage is quite high. We don't want to invest in a company like that. So we want to know how much debt they have in general compared to the total value of the company. We'll put aside the intangible asset, okay, asset that we cannot put real money to it, okay. We will remove that out of the balance sheet. We will take control of real, visible, tangible asset, and when we are taking into consideration the valuation of the company and comparing that to the leverage, which is the general debt of the company. It's a bit of blah blah blah. That's not my strong point, but I'm trying my best here to tell you what you need to look for. So to summarize quickly, short-term debt compared to the cash flow, how much money they got to short-term debt. That's the key. Okay. And also next thing, the leverage, the percentage of debt that they have compared to the value of the company. Remove all the intangible assets out of the balance sheet. Very important. Okay. So this is about the fundamental. So we will check the technical is saying to buy. Okay, that's perfectly okay. We will check the fundamental. Okay, very important. And then we will wait for the general market. When the market is changing direction, when the market is changing direction, that's the right time to enter a trade, to look for opportunity. Okay, to trade. Okay. So talking about when to enter an uptrend, either the stock is oversold, which means downtrend, and plus consolidation. Okay, downtrend, consolidation, using the market pattern, downtrend, consolidation, and breakout above the consolidation, retest of the consolidation zone, and validation of the top of the consolidation zone as a valid support level. Breakout, retest, turn around. Very important with okay, huge volume. Very important. Okay, so now we see this on the a yearly chart. We do not buy now because we wait for the general market. Okay, the general market direction first. Okay, so we're talking about something like October 2011 if the fundamental remain intact. Okay, we go now to the monthly chart for Boston Scientific, a bullish stock but not yet ready to enter the trade. Very important. This is not a signal to buy or sell Boston Scientific. This is for educational purposes only. Traders are fully responsible for their decision to buy and to sell a Boston Scientific. As I said to you before, this stock is not yet ready according to the season and the time of entry. Okay, it's for educational purposes only. As you can see, we have a double bottom pattern on the monthly chart. We see that the price went down. It violated this low here when a bit deep below it, only to return above it. Okay, whenever you see that, it's bullish. Okay, and then now we are above the previous low, which is this one here. We are above it, but as I told you, the general market is going down. Okay, forcing this stock also to go down. Okay, it forcing it to go down, even though this stock generally was going down before when the general market was going up, but now the general market is still going down, forcing this stock to go down. Okay, you see, so it's going down. So we do not rush. We wait for the general market to turn around because this is already oversold. When the general market also becomes oversold and start going up, this will be a fast, okay, a financial instrument, a fast bullish financial instrument. Okay, if you pay attention also to the USD yen currency pair oversold like the Boston Scientific, the fundamental must support the technical before entry is initiated. Okay, and we will also respect the 5% money management rule and use stop loss in all trade. The time of entry is the key, the season. Okay, very important. Okay, do not rush. Okay, so going back again to Boston Scientific, that's what we see on the monthly chart. Price went down. Okay, went up, went down, went up, went down. Here it failed to display a new lower low because in the downtrend the price must display lower lows and lower highs until the price failed to display a new lower low. Here it failed to display a new lower low. It dipped below this level, but it returned quickly back above it. Now we failed to display a new lower low. We'll watch this level. The nut is right here. Okay, paying attention to the weekly chart. What do we have on the weekly chart? The Boston Scientific Epic BSX Bravo Sierra S-Ray display a double bottom here in 2009. When the price display a double bottom pattern and ran up to this level, somewhere up here, and plus this level being kaput, so to speak. Okay, a double bottom. Okay, we'll highlight the double bottom pattern zone. This zone is an excellent support level. In the future, if the price return to that level, talking about the strategy of something has happened and is happening again. Okay, price come back to the double bottom pattern zone, we will watch it. Okay, this we watch it because it's an excellent support level. This is what we call a capitulation of the bulls, because the nut has been broken, the downtrend has been declared kaput here, but the price come back again and return back below the nut This is a capitulation of the bulls. Capitulation of the bulls. Okay, so price came down, we test it here, it went down again. Okay, so this stock is technically bullish, but we will pay attention to the fundamental and waiting for the general market. Very, very, very important. On a daily chart, what we said is channel, channel, channel. Draw your channel on the daily chart. As you can see, which pattern do we have? Consolidation. The price going up, going up, going down, going up, going down, going down, bumping between two key levels. One level here, another level here. Okay, we are now at the lower part of the channel. But as I said, we are trading first the market before the individual financial instrument, the leaders and the news. Okay, this is what we call the heart of the matter of the trading triangle. Okay, so we hope you enjoyed this video about Boston Scientific Corporation, and that you will put into practice in order, okay, to cream the market consistently. Thank you for watching, and we will speak to you very soon. We are the TSTW 24 traders.